weekend, what you didn't like, just general thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it was a good weekend. We sent a small group out to Grand Valley State to hopefully chase some more PRs, some NSIC qualifying times. I thought that group competed tremendously well. Caitlin Cornell and Jacob Jensen on Friday night. They stuck their noses in both their races. They're just off their PRs that were set a week ago. So I think while it was maybe a little disappointing that we didn't come away with another PR, I told both of them the consistency, I think, was the biggest thing, and, sticking their noses in some really high-level competition. That was the biggest takeaway from that group. Tristan Mancias also competed Friday night in Michigan, and he broke Jacob's school record in the 1500. So he's finally starting to come around, trying to see that turnover. Thought he competed very well. So kind of excited to see where he is in 2 weeks at the conference championships. We sent another group out to Moorhead. Good day. It was hot. It was windy. On the track, obviously that can complicate some things in some events, and, for others it could play a huge advantage. But I thought the biggest highlight of that meet was obviously Leif Nelson provisionally qualifying for the NCAA championships. He sits 21st in the country right now, number 1 in the NSIC. Huge PR for him, number 2 in school history and the D2 era in javelin. So big day for him, and hopefully that gives him a little bit of confidence. He needs to throw about a meter further, and we'll find ourselves at the national championships in late May.
How does he get that meter? How does he gain that? What do you think will be the biggest thing for him to accomplish that?
I don't think he needs to change too much. What he's been doing obviously has been working, and I think it's just everything lining up on the day. I think it's the wind, like it's to his back a little bit, throwing into a tailwind. Him just waking up and feeling like a superstar and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think there's a whole lot we need to change. Just stay the course, be consistent. He does a phenomenal job in his preparation and work ethic and going over film and just being generally motivated to, want to do well. And I think now that he's so close to the NCAA championships, I think that's going to provide a little bit of extra drive for him in trying to get that meter so he can find himself, back at NCAAs.
So you just talk about Leif there, but more generally, track and field, the season kind of structured like the wrestling season, right? You want to peak at the right time, kind of later in the season. So you see some athletes now starting to hit that process, hit their stride in that process. How do you continue that? What's the preparation look like here the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's all about quality over quantity at this point. We're really trying to dial in on things that maybe we have been struggling on a little bit, our weaknesses, and obviously focusing on our strengths. So the workouts are a little bit not as long as they were maybe 2-3 weeks ago or a month ago. We're focusing on racing over training, all that kind of stuff. So really just on the physical side, the physical preparation is less volume. On the mental side, it's just, making sure our heads are right, making sure that as coaches we know where they are, what they're thinking, trying to give them, that pep talk, that confidence that, they know they can get it done. And if you're someone that's on the bubble that's not quite in yet, that hey, this Thursday in Dickinson, that you can send your punch your ticket to NSICs.
Talk about the run by Lauren Reeves to finish 6th in the women's 5,000. What has she been showing you lately?
Yeah, her race, it was really hot out on the track, so I thought she did a fantastic job of competing. I know she got tangled up a little bit and fell. I think it was twice that she fell and kind of scraped her knees a little bit. So, for her to bounce back like that, it's really easy to just kind of send it in or even just drop out altogether. But for her to persevere, in that weather, and then despite falling, getting up and finishing the race, I think speaks volumes to who she is as an athlete and her determination. I think she's we've had our ups and downs with her this year. I'll be honest. She had a phenomenal sophomore year, and then obviously with the pandemic and COVID and all that kind of stuff, I think she's someone that is just rounding the corner. We're hoping that she'll be back next fall. That this plays a huge springboard into cross country season. But I think she's done a phenomenal job despite all the obstacles that we've had this year.
What else did you like from from the women's side of things, a couple of decent performances in the throws. What other highs did you see there?
Yeah, Tori Nygaard had a small PR in the javelin throw out at Moorhead. Our women, I thought, competed very well on the track. Alicia Morello, Ashley Miller, out in Grand Valley State. Yeah, the Saturday portion of the meet, it was really windy. Weather wasn't great there, despite what it was all the way out in Moorhead. So Emily Hanton and Abby McGee, I thought they came out and stuck their noses in it, despite they had to run about 100 to 120 meters straight into a headwind. But again, I thought they did very well on Saturday. And then Caitlin Cornell came back the night after running her 5K, and she ran a very tactical race. She made one small error in going with a pack, but she ran a small PR as well. So on the women's side, we're young. I think that's the biggest thing this year, and that's the biggest thing that our coaching staff is trying to wrap our heads around is, when you're in a conference like the NSIC that is so senior laden, a lot of depth, and then you're a team that is building in a sense that has a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores that you're counting on to kind of be your big wigs, that your gals that you want to score. I think we're trying to wrap our heads around just, hey, like how can we get them to perform the best on the day and put them in a position to compete with some of these upperclassmen. And I think we have the talent to do it. And I'm excited to see not only where this year takes us, but as they get older, what that means for them. Are they going to run faster? Are they going to throw further? Is that going to help us in the team standings, more medals, all that kind of stuff?
You mentioned Tori Nygaard. Her throw at the Ron Masanz Classic was 36.09 meters, which is 8th in the conference. You have to be really happy with that kind of result from her.
Yeah, she has done a phenomenal job. She's someone like Leif, very motivated, listens to everything and all instructions that are given to her. She works hard at practice every day, does the little things. So for her to sit 8th in the conference in an event as a freshman, I think is huge. And I think, like I said, it speaks volumes to the type of student athlete that she is. So we're excited for the conference championships to come around, and hopefully, like I said, on the day, similar to Leif, everything lines up to for her, and she wakes up feeling great, and all the cards are on the table, and that she can finish higher than 8th. I certainly can see that in her future. She's a fantastic young lady, and we've been happy to have her on the team this year.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome, thank you.